partner Dre. Give me the beat. You talk to him. Look, now as I stand here on my feet, I ask myself, do history repeat? I know it do, but this is deep. From the slaves to the streets, from the cotton to the concrete, you give me Willie Lynch vibes. From that white man you hide, but you would kill me for my fucking ride. That's that envy you can't hide. That's that meet me outside, can let it go cause of your fucking pride. Back in the day, they take two field slaves, turn them against each other, something like the Django days. Whichever one was still alive, that's the one that went. The dead slave, he was gone, you won't see him again. And nowadays, they take two rap niggas, start beef, move out the way, then clap niggas. You better know your weapon good if you aim in sight. And if you kill a kid by accident, you got a night. You niggas so tough and Zimmerman is still around, but you will pay a couple K to knock your brother down. You think that God and evil fake until you die and reawaken your soul and made it through them gates. Them gates of hell, they await you. And everything you ever feared, that's that shit that's gonna take you. And all them demons that you claim, then took the same out your brain. Now it's time for you to feel the flames. You see them demons like the streets. You can praise them all you want, but in the end you meet defeat. Open your eyes to the truth. But most of y'all can't do that because them lies be just as fake as you. Been spitting facts all my life. Your brain gotta watch for bullets, but your back you gotta watch for nice. Fuck nigga, you need to listen. I'm competing with the old me. You look at me as competition. I never thought I'd see the day when I would get off on this microphone and say this shit I'm about to say. But hey, it need to be said and they like damn right. Got on my knees, prayed to God just the other night. Help me win the fight against my own kind. And if Black Lives Matter, niggas colorblind. They in denial when they hate it when you speaking facts. But a race war ain't the reason why I got the strap. Don't get it fucked up, cause anyone can feel the shell. But not just anyone gon' kill me for my clientele. Folks be seeking all these questions but don't want the answers. The last time we stuck together was the Black Panthers. But since then, it's a block for a block. They get on TikTok and make a song about a dead op. To be a rapper now you need a bulletproof whip. No other genre like this. Now ain't this some shit? You ignorant. Get on the gram, you don't think twice. And make a joke about him fighting for his fucking life. So many of them throw rocks, then they hide their hands. But this reality, not Meta or the Central Land.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. Let's talk about it. But do me a favor, hit that like, and if you new, hit that subscribe. It's free to you, but it mean a lot to me. What up, though? Cole James, Realist, Liz B. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Did I miss anybody? Uh, hey, Real, that's my cousin. He a rapper down in Atlanta. Yeah, that's my little cousin. But yeah, you are your own worst enemy. And you know that work a couple ways. I mean, you can look at it a couple ways. As you know, yourself, you know, there's levels to that. And then people who look like you know, you can look at it that way too. And then there's even levels to that. So we're going to build on it. Anybody, everybody, especially women, you know, the women that come in definitely need you to hit the link, add this conversation. Oh no, that's cool, bro. No, that's cool. Nah, it wasn't no shit. It ain't no offense, bro. I know shit. You went to the rap battles, so I already know you hear somebody spitting. You like who this nigga? I already know, bro. It is, nah, everything love. But yeah, you know you become your own worst enemy in multiple ways. There's levels to it, right? So even speaking about you personally, like just relating to myself, I got in my way a couple times. Not listening to people older and wiser, thinking I knew everything, to the point where even you let people take advantage of you. You know, um, we get in our own way in multiple ways. Um, we let people decide for us. Oh yeah, he can spit. He can spit. He from Pennsylvania. Then he moved to Baltimore. And now he down in Atlanta. He be doing like shows and clubs and shit for Jeezy with Jeezy. He like an Atlanta rapper down there. Like they know him in the city. Um, so yeah, he doing this thing. He been doing this thing for a minute. He's just like you know a club rapper though. Not like he got albums, but he just like a JC family. Say what? Say what? Say what? But yeah, we get in our own way a lot of times. Um, and the crazy thing is this: um, the older we get, the more we realize how much we did. That's why I tell like young people like just listening to your brain develop. You know, because the older we get, and that can be through experience or just aging and maturing, we realize, most of us realize, that we get in our own way. Like I said, it comes from levels. You know, not listening to other people, not choosing to ignore things, look past things. Like I said, allowing people to take advantage of you. You know, not trying hard enough, not taking opportunities that's there, um, insecurity, just lower vibrations in general. Anytime you think negative of yourself, that's you battling yourself. You become your own worst enemy by becoming your own adversary. You know, even me at times being overcritical of myself. Like when I start doing that, I literally think like, hold on, man, I'm fighting myself. Like being over analytical, um, because that shows right there in itself the insecurity. Like I don't trust myself. That's how I look at it. I mean, because I've been doing it for a while. So to me, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. I know what I'm doing in that moment. You know, and people don't even be aware of why they battle themselves. That's a whole nother conversation about the ego. That'll probably be a spin off from this one, but um, a lot of times that's why our ego, we don't understand it. It's been programmed. Um, that's because it's a form of the subconscious. Um, it's like the protector of the subconscious. The things, them lower vibrations. Kalani, what up, though? I would not want to say your name wrong, sis, but I appreciate you coming through. Is it Nafi? Nafi? Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you. But those that opposing force, even your insecurities, all those things are because we're not like coming up through school. Is the things that they teach you don't really benefit you. It gets you ready to work. It gets you ready to be a productive worker in society, but it does not work on your personal. Unless you take psychology classes, you won't even begin to understand emotions, ways of thinking. Unless you take a philosophy class or a theology class, then you'll begin to learn like philosophical concepts. These are all things that works the subconscious. These are all things that um, I don't want to say make you at peace with your ego, but get you to be aware of your ego. But they don't. It's not like I said. Unless you go in those fields, you'll never understand. They don't teach you. Oh, this is stuff that's supposed to be taught at home. By the time mom and dad come home, you know, you got to get you something to eat, get in the bed, get ready for school the next day. There's not a lot of families that have time because they got two parents working in the home. Sometimes there's only one parent working in the home. So those essentials um, that it takes to be even communication. You know, think about all this stuff are classes and courses in college, not even in high school, even a communication, but they teaching you in a way that you're servicing society. Um, they're not teaching you financial literacy. They're not teaching you things unless you go in the field like gardening or agriculture. Even in a business, um, even what up, hustle? Even in the business, when you go into business, they teaching you how to run something that's already there. Unless you go get like a master, they don't teach you how to um, basically create one from scratch. So even the school systems, right? Um, they don't give you anything to prepare you for life. So this is why these things have to be taught at home. And I know it's difficult for people. Some people is not, you know. Some people are fortunate, but some people ain't. So um, it's for everybody the information. So even the people who, you know, it's still time should be dedicated. Like Cat Daddy said, make a competency list. That's what I did with my son. And that's just to make sure you're instilling certain it's benefit for the parent and the child because it's giving both structure, right? So the parent is making sure they take time out to teach the child different things that the school system don't teach. We got to stop putting them in front of the TV, in front of Sesame Street, thinking it's going to teach them those essentials, and it's not. And this is a whole nother level why we get in our own way because we don't prepare our children. We don't, I'm not saying all, because some do. I won't even say 50. I'd say 50-50, just to be fair. People do prepare. You know, it is people who do prepare their children. Um, but that needs to be a staple. That needs to be a standard. That should be a culture. That should implement that into culture. Let's throw out the saggy jeans, right, and implement this. Get a competency list. At each age, they should be understanding of this concept. Kids begin to comprehend at the age of 5. So even creating that and making sure about time a child is 16, they have a high level of financial literacy, understanding to the point when they turn 18, um, they have uh, they when they go into the world, they're an adult now, and they turning 18, they have an understanding on how credit works. They'll probably have some stocks, some bonds. When my son turns 16, I'm getting him a house in his name. They have a rental property. That's gonna be his 16th birthday gift. I'm gonna give him a rental property. I appreciate you, Liz, but we need to start putting our children in positions of success. And I'm an advocate. If your child have a natural gift to play sports and entertain, that's God given, understandable. Um, but we still need to introduce our children to these positions of influence, politics, um, industrial. Why can't we own plants? We got to get them thinking into the Silicon Valley. We got to get them in these positions of influence um, and introduce them science. We got to introduce them to these things, give them a choice. Give them a choice. The reason we don't have a lot of these things, doctors, lawyers. I mean, we got a lot, but we need to. We talk about voting, right? And this is what I mean. Why we don't, how we get in our own way, we are our own worst enemies, right? Uh, we talk about voting. We been out of slavery since the 1800s, late 1800s, right? So why haven't we created our own party yet? I don't know. I'm not a politician. I don't do politics like that. It just seems common sense to me. I don't think I have to be a politician to realize, like, hold on, even after we got the right to vote, why haven't we formed our own party? Everybody else do. These third parties, the Libertarian Party, everybody else created their own. We don't. But why haven't we? I don't know. Miss Patty, how are you? I don't know. Why haven't we created our own party? Why don't we support our own people? It was we had a built-in excuse um, up until the internet, up until you can push a button and order something from across the country. After that, I mean, there's no excuse why we don't support one another. Everybody else do. So that's the levels of it. We getting in our own way. We get in our own way. We get in our own way as people, as human beings. We are our own worst enemy. We see somebody and not like them because of their race, of their gender, uh, and you don't even know this person. This can be the person to change your life, but because of a race, gender, religion, belief, all these different reasons we use to divide one another, to divide ourselves from one another, to separate ourselves. These are vices of separation. I mean, if you just look at it, that's what it does. It separates families. Families will not talk to each other because they believe in different things. That belief is stronger than the natural bond of family. That's crazy, but it happens. And we got all have the same problems. That's the thing. Uh, I think the problems we having is greater than uh, any. I mean, a lot of the unless it's something crazy and egregious. I ain't, we ain't got to get into that. Like, I'll just say some. I can't. I don't like men who are aggressive with women. Verbally or physically. You know, um, a man that can't control himself around a woman. I'm straight. Um, people who can't control themselves around kids. I'm straight. You know, those are some of the extreme. Any, um, mainly anything else, then it becomes the level of tolerance that I have for whatever it may be. You know, but I'm not gonna let difference of ideas or opinions prevent me from working with somebody. I don't know. Maybe that. I mean, growing up, when I grew up in Pennsylvania, I didn't know racism or even really. I didn't know nothing about it until I moved to Michigan. In Pennsylvania, everybody lived around everybody. It was literally the haves or have-nots. But even the people who have, we're in a small town, so everybody cool. Everybody like family. It was like it was like some Leave It to Beaver shit. That's when I was growing up. Chill Will, what up? It was like some Leave It to Beaver, some Andy Griffin show shit. Um, that's how I lived back in the backwoods and everything. But when I got older, I moved to Michigan, and then that's when I seen the racism. And by then, I was 9, 10 years old, so it was like like I was aware, like, oh, that's different, that's weird. And then my mom talking to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, but why is it different here than there? I'm still a kid, inquisitive. So, but the difference between living in that town and living in the city was everybody, no matter what they were, unless you had like a family beef. Other than that, everybody helped one another. Everybody was kind to one another. I mean, you had personalities, but ultimately, everybody got along, and it was beautiful. Something happened to somebody in the town, the whole town rally around them. Football games be lit, the whole town shut down, and they had the football game. There's people standing outside the stadium. It was lit. That's how I thought life was until I moved to the city. Culture shock, you feel me? Um, but now looking back at it, um, like I said, we are our own worst enemies. We use things to divide ourselves from one another, even within a family, within race, within religion, within cultures. Um, but we all got the same damn problem. That's what don't make sense. That's what don't make sense. I mean, um, hold on 1 second. But yeah, that's what don't make sense. I mean, I can understand because people have, and not all people, but it's like I said, it's different personalities. So people have desires. People want to just conquer other people sometimes. So there's always going to be conflict and division and separation between people. There's always going to be that within race, within all those factors: religion, race, culture. I mean, people like I'm not. I was listening to forgot what I was talking about, but what is it? Hades and no, what is the two islands? That's part. Is it the uh, is it Hades and the Dominican? They say they on the same island and they be beefing. What up, Nets? Like they on the same island and be beefing with one another. Like how crazy is that? Same people. They just split because of the people who conquer each side. Same people, they family. It's just my belief that when you begin to seek things outside yourself, that's where the problem begins. When you think uh, the divine being is outside of you, you begin to look at the world like the outside of you, and even the desire to be better than other people versus the desire to be the best version of self is greater. People would rather try to be better than other people than build themselves up to be the best version of themselves. And that's different uh, because a lot of these things that affect us, that makes us our own worst enemy, are those things inside of us. The way we think, a lot of it is low self esteem, insecurity, uh, lack of self love. A lot of those feelings make you think a certain way about yourself and drive you. Zombie Pepper, what up? A lot of those feelings make you think negative of yourself. And when you begin to do that, you begin to make decisions that reflect that. Your choices begin to reflect that. The way you think, um, 9 times out of 10, is what is going to affect the decisions and choices you make. If you think low of yourself, if you got low self esteem, um, lack of self love, what happens is people will come around you and they give you a little attention and you'll be hook, line, and sinker. You won't even know that person's attention. You know, you won't even be paying attention. But people see that in people. That's why I say you open yourself up to manipulation. Um, you become your own worst enemy by thinking so low of yourself that someone can come in and take advantage of you. And it worked the opposite way too. People put batteries in your back. What up, Selena? People put a battery in your back, right? And they have you feeling too good. And then, even then, you will take unnecessary risk. So that worked both ways. Everything in life. That's why I always say, don't get too high and don't get too low. You can be your own worst enemy by being too high on yourself, thinking that you're better than everybody, right? Or just thinking that you can best everybody. Just thinking that no one can top what you do, or uh, just thinking like that. Kalani, I don't know if I seen you, brother. What up? Just thinking like that, that mindset. It'll have you making irrational decisions, especially in finance, huh Kalani? I missed them financial infomercials. But yeah, it's levels to it. You know, the key is being aware of not getting in your own way. Um, and sometimes that mean even like I read and I listen because he still come on live chat. Neely Fuller, and he is the concept of that I developed. Um, is not even is his. The whole understanding of black privilege, giving black people the benefit of the doubt, uh, is from his teachings, different aspects of his teachings. I came to that conclusion. If I can't build with a person, I stay out their way. If I can't do something positive with them, you know, uh, I stay out their way. Not just black people, anybody. If you can't, if you interact with someone and you can already determine it's not going to be a positive interaction, why do it? Having a big ego plus. Not being able to control emotions. What was a bad combination? And see, that's the thing too. Perp, what up, though? Where you been hiding at? Perp out the bushes. Perp out the bushes. But say what? Say what? Say what? But definitely, Perp, you made me forget what I was saying. But you definitely, like I said, it's levels to it. But the fact that the key is being aware, not getting in your own way. Um, and a lot of times, like I said, it can be just by uh, being too confident. And I guess if you overconfident, that's cocky, right? Um, just knowing things, everything is possible, negative or positive. Everything has everything functions off duality. Everything has a polar opposite. Good does not exist without bad. Um, hot doesn't exist without cold. That's just the act of law of how everything works. So a lot of time, the simplest thing to do is the opposite of what you're doing. That's just the simplest answer. A lot of times, you literally just got to do the opposite of what you're doing. Think about if you're trying to open a door, you're trying to push it, and it's not open, then you pull it, then it opens. If something don't go up, it goes down. That's just the law. But those simple concepts and those simple understandings that works in life too. So if I'm studying for a test, right, and I'm distracted by different things, the TV, the phone, um, and I fail the test, now I go back and do the opposite, straight focus, everything off, study, bam, I passed the test. Simple concept, right? Now let's take this, like we was talking, man, Realist was in the chat, Selena's chat earlier, and he said that he like a little crazy in girls, and I told him like, no, I'm straight. This is the concept I learned. Um, my wife is a polar opposite of what I used to date. Polar opposite, and it works. Cause see, a lot of times, cause we think of attraction, right? We attract what we want, but like I said, it's duality. Everything is duality. So a lot of times, you not only attract what you want, but you also attract what you don't want. And when that happens, you have to understand what you don't want is giving you clarity. It's helping you understand why you want what you want. But a lot of times, what we do, we get in our own way and we keep accepting the same thing we don't want because we didn't learn. We didn't learn the first time. That's why we got it a second time, a third time, and a fourth time. That's just how it works. Think about it. Like I'm gonna use myself for example. My ex-wife, right? She was verbally and physically like she used to hit me, hoping that I hit her. I dated a girl after her and told her about how the relationship was. After I told her a week and a half later, she started getting aggressive and started hitting, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you? Like I just told you what I've been through." Oh, she did it, but I can't do it. That's what she literally said. Like, what is you talking about? No, that's not what. That's why I'm not with her. And that's why I'm not with you no more. Bye. No, I don't want that. It just gives you clarity of what you don't want. But I did it again. The next girl was like that. She was psycho. I had to let my dog loose on her, literally, and I'm not joking. 162-pound Rottweiler was chasing her around the car. She was crazy. I ain't even do nothing with her. I promise you, I ain't even hit. She was crazy. And she was a nurse practitioner. She had money. Crazy. Nuts. I'm telling you. I don't bash on all women, but I dated some crazy, and I blame that on me. I don't even blame the women. I blame it. I blame it all on me. I picked those type of women. I accepted those type of women. My wife, she's a little crazy, but not like crazy, crazy. You know, she'd throw a slipper or something at me when I get on her nerves. But she ain't like crazy. Like it's more like that's their culture though. They throw slippers. That's just their thing. Black people like hot sauce. Middle Easterns throw slippers. So uh, I get mad when there ain't no hot sauce in the crib. Okay, back to the topic. But yeah, we get in our own way because we don't recognize that um, this is a lesson. We're being shown what we don't want and why we don't want it, why it does not work, and accept. And we don't go out and find the polar opposite of what we just had. We accept the same thing. We see all the signs, all the similarities, and we just roll with it, thinking it's gonna be different, and it's not. And sometimes it'd be worse than the first time. In my case, it was. Kevin, what up, brother? So a lot of times that's how it be. You know, we get in our own way, and it's levels to it. Like I said, I mean, we can sit here and have this conversation for probably about another 2 hours on different things that we do that get in our own way. And um, the easiest, um, anytime, like I said, everything has a polar opposite. So anytime you're doing something and it's not working, just try to do the opposite of it. That's just a hack. That's just the simplest way I can explain it, I guess. Um, just do the total opposite of it. You know, when you, even when you're interacting with people, you know, um, and like I said, there's levels to it. But what kind of people are you interacting with? Are you interacting with people who can possibly benefit you, or are you interacting with people um, because I mean, I guess you know they're the in crowd, they're popular. What is the benefit that you get out of interact? Do you even think about that? Do you even think about that? Like me personally, I can't interact with people if I don't feel a good feeling, like a good vibe from 'em. It got to be something about something. Um, it just have to be something about something. I have to feel something. It's not what I think. It's not what I see. It's what I feel. Literally, like it has to be some type of um, vibe there, or I won't deal with a person. But that's just how Purple come here with these raccoons. But I gotta have that vibe with a person. But even then, sometimes, um, even then, sometimes, I get in my own way because some people I don't feel that vibe with right away. You know, sometimes I come back, sometimes I don't. I believe in Like when you meet people, um, the timing has to be right. Like if I would have met my wife when I was younger, we wouldn't have been married. I was having too much fun. No, we wouldn't have been married. I ain't looking in the chat no more. But so let me ask y'all something. How do y'all feel um, just with the whole concept of being the worst enemy? Like, what is your understanding of that? Anybody? And Perp, don't say nothing about no raccoons. I'm done. I ain't looking in the chat no more. I ain't looking in the chat. But no, I say, how do you feel like we become our own worst enemy? Like, because I said it's levels to it. Not only personal, but it can be in social. Um, socially, if that's within race, within culture, even think about religion. Think about how many different denominations of Christianity is. So even in religion, they get in their own way by teaching from the same doctrine, just different understandings of that doctrine. There's so many churches in one area, you know, um, that keeps people separated. Just the different denominations within the same religion keeps people separated. So imagine when you go outside that religion, how separated people are, you know. So even that concept, but even like I said, even when you talk about a singular race, just for instance, we talking about the black race. Uh, we don't buy black. We don't circulate money within the black community. Everybody else circulate money in their community except for us. That's us becoming our own worst enemy. We won't even help one another economically. Even on this app, bro. Right? Think about this. Even on this app, I think about this, and I'm just being. I would rather this happen, right? Um, like these people beefing on this app. I would rather them be faking it, coming together, faking beefs, scripting them like WWE, where they can get paid. Keep the audience at bay. Don't let the audience get too personal. You know what I'm saying? Make it like a show. Just make it like a show. The less personal you get with the audience, it'd be like WWE. But people really get invested into it, you know? And because of that, because of the environment, right? That beef environment. When you go into that environment and you start getting personal, like with the content creator, what happens is you develop some type of relationship or some type of bond. And now because this person don't like this person, now you don't like this person. Or because this person beefing with this person, now you can't be cool with that person because y'all got this bond and you feel like you're betraying or they feel like you betraying. When in reality, um, In reality, it shouldn't be like that. I just say that. I say it like that in reality because it is another form of separation, and that's just through observation. I mean, we all can see that it's keeping people to look like each other apart. Not only the creators of the content, but the people that support them. Even people see one people in one chat, oh, that's they people. Like we in real life gangs. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Like we in real life gangs. Like we really banging. I ain't gonna lie to you though. I'm banging JC family. Hey, I'm banging Nate the Great. I'm banging Perp. Y'all got beef with them. Hey, I can't fuck with you like that. Them little people. Les was so I'm game banging too, I guess. Them my people. Um, I got some other people on here, but no, I'm we but it's like you really game banging. And that's crazy because it be some cool people, you know what I'm saying? And then it don't even really be nothing. Like the be people got different opinions about people, you know. Some people come on here and they expose too much, right? And then black people always go joke and crack. Well, that's just oh my god! I remember I dated this girl. She came over for Thanksgiving and she wanted to help make the dinner, and she didn't season the greens right, and she messed something else up. And my sisters was roasting her. She started crying at the table, and I'm like, "We do this. This is just what we do. We crack on each other all the time. Every chance we get, we roasting one another, and that's my family. We do that all the time. Every chance they get, they remind me I can't see shit. I know I can't. That's why I get plausible deniability. Shit, every minute, man. Les, what up, brother? But that's what that's what's gonna happen. But then somebody gonna get upset, and when that person get upset, took it too far. And some people go too far. Some stuff go too far. When you start talking about kids and the ancestors, the ancestors can be a baby that transition. That's an ancestor now. That's people think no, these children who are not here no more, they become ancestors. Those are the ones who left us, not just the ones who came before us, but the ones who transitioned. So that's bad juju to me. I don't talk about no transition ancestors. I don't do it. I won't do it. It's against my whole being. It's against the energy that vibrates within me to do that. So that to me, um, I guess you can call that a sin. I ain't talking about nobody kids. I'm not. People get too wild. I understand though, because look, when you in war, there's no when you in war, there's no rules of engagement. It is what it is. That's why you can't put yourself in those positions. You can't tell nobody how to fight you. If you swing on somebody and they shoot you, you know what? You never would have got shot if you didn't swing. That's just how I look at life. Cause and effect. Perp, you want to start a game? What up, dog? Hold on. That's my homie right there. What up, life? Hey, make sure y'all put life's link in the chat. Perp, I guess you have to ask realist one if you can be in a petty game. but you're gonna have to be indoctrinated. You're gonna have to be trained. You're gonna have to get some training from the realest, um, the petty realest one. You're gonna have to get some training from Pretty Petty. We ain't gonna let Eulogy Petty. I mean, yeah, Eulogy Petty ain't gonna. And I guess you can get some training from Shirtless Petty. You can join the Petty gang. Oh man, yeah, you can definitely join the Petty gang. Um, but yeah, that's what happens. I mean, even on here, we separate from one another, um, and it'd be crazy, right? Because people like we really, uh, this app gives us the opportunity to connect with people all over the world. Life, um, perp. Where is Scott, man? Chill Town, what up, brother? Where's Scott, man? Your team Petty. But it gives us the opportunity to connect not only over, all around the globe, but even with different types of, people here. You know, um, they got areas for everything: gaming, gardening. Um, you get, and there's so many cool people on here, just laid back, and the support that everyone, bounce around and support one another. That's like, imagine if that whole beef sector was doing that. And like I said, I would, man, look, this is what everybody else do. They script things. Like I said, just don't let people get too personal, and encourage people not to, to not beef with one another in the chat. Encourage that. Let people go where they want and script it. You don't have to beat each other down for real. And you still will get the views and everything because it's drama. People watch this drama on TV all the time and they know it's fake. So why wouldn't they do it on here? You don't have to make it real. And you'll get a lot further working with one another. Like I said, this shit should be like WWE, bro. Can you imagine how many because you can do like fake pull-ups and everything, bro. Had this shit like it's already like a real soap opera. That's the messed up thing. It's like a soap opera, but it's real. Like people really be going at each other. Like I didn't believe it was real until I seen people doxing, and I'm like, oh, hold on, man, this is real. Like somebody can get. I'm thinking in my head, like, hold on, bro. This somebody go get fucked up. That's what I'm thinking. Like, hold on, bro. That's an extreme. Like that's really happening. I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked when I first seen that. I was shocked. Like they really putting people information out there. Like what if somebody was looking for somebody and now you just that's crazy to me. That was crazy to me. And then people be coming on here messing with elders, like picking like and I understand all older people aren't elders. I understand that. But I'm talking about when you messing with people like Miss April Showers, like come on now. Like that's wild to me. It be people on here messing with like um even like them family channels. I was watching my son be watching, I forgot the name, Nikolai and something is I think is a Russian family or a Yugoslavian family. I can't remember, but um they had to turn their comments off because people was leaving nasty comments in there, and I'm like, they just playing with their kids, doing the lava floor and all that stuff. They just playing with their kids, having fun, making videos, making money off of it, and people hating on them. That's crazy. Yeah, it was. When we had our first son, like I said, I didn't know YouTube was like YouTube, but my wife was following this breastfeeding channel because my son got a high palate, so it was hard for him to latch. So she was watching all these different breastfeeding videos, and it was like a testimony of this one mom like was just crying, saying how people were sending her so many hate comments and stuff like that. And I'm um, like that's crazy. Why did you like this is a channel for breast? Why would you even go on there and like that don't make sense? The only thing she doing is making videos of her experience about breastfeeding her kid. What's wrong with that? Like it's so much hate in this world. People hate on people breastfeeding kids, bro. It's not. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's messed up. It be people hating on people with disabilities, man. Like, how sick are you? But then we know it's sick people. We have people literally eating people. There's literally people who eat people, bro. So that's another reason why we get in our own way, knowing that it's so much fucked up people out here. We don't build ourselves up, knowing that these people prey on our emotions, prey on our weaknesses. That alone should make you aware. Build yourself up. Build your kids up to be strong mentally, not only mentally but physically too. That if you have, I was talking to the, my wife was cooking earlier, and our power went out. Right, and so we seen the electric trucks in front of the house. And she was like, "Go see what happened." I'm like, "Man, go see." Okay, so I go out there. I find the foreman. I'm talking to him. Oh, we just changing someone. I don't know what the trans. I don't think it was the transducer. It's the little rings or whatever. The metal ring. They was changing those. Whatever those were. Little metal coils. But they was changing those. And I'm like, okay. And this dude talked to me for about 15 minutes, man. I'm like, I'm trying to go back in the crib, bro. And he just talking and talking and talking. And I'm sitting there like, okay. Um, but it was cool because um, for me to just approach him and ask him that simple question and us to be able to have a 15-minute conversation about nothing but everything, that was kind of cool because it showed like it's still humanity there. He didn't think I was being ignorant. I didn't think he was being ignorant. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. We showed each other respect. And he was like, I gotta, I got a habit of asking people things, um, especially if I think I'm never gonna see you again, and I'm curious about something. So I asked him. I said, "What made you so comfortable?" Like as I'm walking away, I turned around and said, "What made you so comfortable talking to me?" He was like, "I don't know, man. It's just like a good feeling, like your aura." He was like, "I couldn't stop talking to you." I'm like, "I know." That's what I'm thinking. But I'm like, "I know." But it's good people in this world. Um, and you will interact and attract them. Um, but if I was thinking like, you know, he was a white guy, beard. He had rings on every hand, on every finger. He had rings just on both hands, on every finger. I'm looking like, man, if he was like a big beard, it's like he should have been riding a chopper. He probably do got a chopper. He looked like a biker. It like if his hands, his fingers was fat. Like if he punched somebody with those rings. But he was a cool dude. And I'm out there walking with an eye patch on and my hoodie and walk up to his truck. I didn't knock on it. I waved at it. But when I asked him, he just said you got a cool aura. But those things, even the perception, my first look at him before even speaking to him, I'm thinking of a biker. I don't know what the hell he probably thought I was Nick Fury, like I was dressed up for Halloween or something. I got my head bald, got my mustache and beard, and got an eye patch on. You probably think I'm dressing up for Halloween like I'm Nick Fury or something. I use those for. Huh? Oh, I was trying to see what y'all was saying in the chat, but yeah, that right there, I have interactions like that all the time with people. I usually don't attract negative people no more. Um, but having those lower vibrations, people are attracted to that negative people because they are negative vibration. When you don't um, think highly of yourself, not overconfident, like I say, not too high, not too low. But when you don't believe in yourself, when you don't have self love, self esteem, uh, people notice that and people take advantage of that. That's what attracts people to you. A lot of times is your insecurity. You got it, they want it. So a lot of times, like when you attract, if you're wondering why you keep attracting negative people, look at the negative feeling or emotions that you have about yourself. Look at your insecurities. Yeah, what Real just said, and because and that's part of um, that's the reflection of what's going on inside of you. The way you allow people to treat you, that shows you a lot of times. If you ever wonder what your insecurities was, look at how you allow people to treat you. That'll tell you a lot about yourself, what you're willing to accept. Think about this. Shay, what up? Appreciate you. Think about this. Tay, shout out to Tay. That's my homie. Um, but Tay was saying, and I think this is the second time I referenced it. But that's how you. This is what I say. Everything has levels to it. So Tay was saying, there's someone out there for everybody. So don't knock someone. Don't knock a woman if she want a man with a lot of money to take care of her, because there's men out there who will do that, right? So it's women out there who get that man. Why do they get it? Because they don't accept nothing less than what they want. And a lot of times the women build themselves up. You have to you have to build yourself up into what you want, what you desire. You have to match that frequency. So if I'm I'm gonna use myself for example again. Like even with my wife when I first met her, right? I was still hanging out in the hood and stuff like that. So when we was friends, she didn't like that. She didn't complain, but she told me like, I don't like that. I don't think it's safe. I don't think you should do it. You shouldn't be down there. And me, fresh off the hood, fresh off the street, I'm looking like these my people. You don't know they good people. This, that, and that's not what she was saying. She One day she said, "Well, what, look, why don't Why do you have to get off of work and go down there? Why don't they come out to where you live at? Come out to your house. It's safer. If they drink and get drunk, they can just fall asleep in the living room. So I invited them out. No one came. That woke me up because she was right. Because every time I went down there, and like I said, I wasn't in the street no more, right? But I still had to take my pistol. I still had to wear my vest because there was still people down there who wasn't happy that I left. They wasn't happy that I stopped doing what I was doing. They weren't happy, and they felt some type of way. Um, so I still had to be careful and watch my back. But when I stopped going down there, I didn't have to do that no more. And I didn't have to switch from survival to living, from survival to I didn't have to keep switching. I can just live now. Now I had time to focus on all the positive things. I had to let the old me go to make room for the new me. And it was something that I wanted, you know. Um, so you have to match or become what you desire. You have to build yourself up to it. Because if you get it and you ain't built up to it, you ain't gonna know how to take care of it, maintain it, and keep it. That's why, like when I used to sell real estate, I used to tell people like first time home buyers, right? You want this, you're moving out your mom's house, and you want this $365,000 house, right? 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, on a quarter acre of land or a half acre of land. Um, you used to living with mama. You don't even know how to maintain a house. So why don't we do this? Why don't we get you this two and a half? I'll get you this 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1,600 square feet on a quarter. Maintain that, build the equity back up in it. You can either rent it out or sell it and then get that. But in the meantime, you'll understand what it takes to maintain. And usually, when people follow my advice, it paid off. One dude ended up selling the first house he bought a second house and a rental property. And I helped him do all that in 3 years. You have to build yourself up to what you desire. You have to match that frequency. You have to um, believe that you even deserve it. Thinking, knowing, and believing are three different aspects. Thinking is just a thought, is an idea. Believing, you're going in the right direction because now it's 50-50. Knowing, okay, I know I can achieve it. I know I can do it. First, you have to think it, then you have to believe it. Um, Belief will get you there half of the time. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes it ain't enough. But ultimately, knowing that you deserve, knowing that you're worthy, having no doubt. When you get in that mode, um, that's what they call the zone. That's like when Michael Jordan stepped on the court. He just knew he was the best person on the court and he was gonna dominate. And what nobody gonna say or do gonna stop him from doing it. That's what that Kobe mentality, that Mamba mentality. I'm just willing to do more than you. Everything I did in life, um, always intentionally went harder than other people. Not to be better than them, but I knew if I did that, I can be the best version of myself. I wasn't smarter than everybody. I wasn't faster than everybody. I was just more ignorant. I was just more relentless. I knew I wasn't the smartest, fastest, strongest, but you just can't stop me. I'm gonna just try harder than everybody else. I'm gonna just go harder, and eventually, if I'm not better, I'm gonna be greater. That's what I always told myself. Not about being better than somebody. I have to be greater, and that's not even me competing with nobody. Better just was a level that I wanted to suppress. I wanted to be the greatest version of myself. And in my early stages, by doing it, I thought I just had to annihilate everybody, and I did that by outworking people. Like even learning martial arts, I wasn't the best wrestler. I just determined I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna make you get tired. That's just how I went at it. I might not be stronger, faster, even hit harder, but I'm gonna wear you out. Is a reflection of self-esteem. Yeah, and that's a life hack. That's a life hack. A lot of people, um, like I said, when we experience and things we don't want, things we don't like, things that make us feel bad, negative. That's giving us clarity. It's telling us um, what basically what it's telling us is that it like I said, the polar opposite. So I'm getting like when I use myself, I'm in a relationship with an aggressive female, yelling, screaming, hitting me. Okay, this does not work. I want a female who doesn't do these things. And until, like Shay said, I stopped accepting females doing that to me, I kept getting it. And I didn't know why. Like, why do I keep attracting these females? It's because I was not learning this is not good for me. And until I was willing to accept that, I couldn't not accept people doing that. You would make excuses. She's just in a bad mood right now. She ain't having a good day. She's just tripping. This is just how she is. You'll begin to accept that shit. Excuse my French. But you'll begin to accept it. Like literally. You'll make excuses for it. But that's not like my ex-wife. Like even on Selena panel, she asked me if I forgave my stepfather for what he did to me. Yeah, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. To be honest with you, it wasn't hard. And I don't regret it. I don't feel bad about it. People like the people who know what they know. They be like, bro, I couldn't do it. That's because you just told yourself you couldn't do it. It's not forgiveness is not for to take the burden off of what people do to you. It's for you to get over what a person did to you, and to get over it, you learn from it. And I just simply learned from what happened. And a lot of times, people want closure. They want somebody to tell them why something happened. And for me personally, it's not gonna make the situation better. It ain't gonna make it okay if you tell me why you did it, especially if you wrong me. I don't care. Have a nice life, and I move forward. Ultimately, people hurt you because, um, in my opinion, just this my opinion. I'm not saying the fact. I just don't feel people can. I would never hurt someone I love. I know people say there's a thin line between love and hate. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I got kids. I got a mother. I got a father. Um, I know people who had mothers who didn't care about them. And my one boy, his mother told him, "I don't love you. That's why I treat you the way I do." She told him that, and she meant that. And my mother never treated me like that. She loved me. So in my reality, um, there's no thin line between love and hate. Because if you love someone, you wouldn't hurt them. The love will prevent you from hurting them. I think people use that. Um, I think people use that word freely because they use the word. I'm talking about the action of love. I don't care about the word. I'm talking about the actual action. Even if you love someone and you did something and it hurt them, you're gonna apologize and you're gonna try to correct it. So it won't be intentional. And certain things, I'm sorry, I'm a man and I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you. I'm not gonna sit up here and I've never cheated on a woman I was in a relationship with. I have been with multiple women at you know, but I wasn't in a relationship with them. But when I committed myself, I've never cheated on a woman, and that was for me. It was just discipline. Like if I, um, even if I was in a situation and I felt like a desire for some reason inside of me, it made me feel weak. It made me feel like it made me feel like I wasn't disciplined. I was weak. That's why I never did it. I've been in positions and situations where I could have easily did it, but I never did it because in that moment I felt weak, and I don't like feeling weak. Maybe that's just I got dropped on my head some when I was younger, so it scattered some stuff up, and uh, but that it just made me feel weak. I don't cheat on anything. I never cheated on a test. That I don't do that. That's a form of um, maybe that's how my grandmother put it. When I was younger, um, I was in the third grade and I got caught cheating or trying to cheat. I asked somebody an answer and I got in trouble. And when I got my grandmother worked at the school, so so she knew before I even got home, and I just thought I was about to get a whooping, and she told me. She said, "If you cheat in school, you're cheating in life, and you're cheating yourself. If you cheat in school, you're cheating in life, and you're cheating on yourself." And I don't know, that programmed something in me. Maybe because I was so afraid she was gonna whoop me that she actually didn't, and she talked to me, and it was like, okay, just don't do this, and I won't get a whooping. Maybe that's and it programmed in me, and it's been in there ever since. But I don't cheat. I remember I went to the store and the guy gave me too much change, and I didn't notice until I got to the car. And I'm talking to my wife, like, and I'm counting, like, hold on, he gave me too much. No, she's like, where you going? She was like, that's a gift. And I'm like, nah. Went back in there and gave the guy the money back. He looked at me, told me to keep it. He said, just for bringing it back, man, keep it. Don't worry about it. I take it out my pocket. He said, you cool. And I'm like, dang, okay, cool. I didn't even want to keep, I'm not keeping, to me, that's just, we all different. I'm weird. But yeah, forgiveness is definitely for yourself. Yeah. And even though I went through stuff, my mother loved no matter look, man, my mama is my ride or die. If I was wrong or right, even if I was wrong, she'd be ready to do whatever, throw down scraps. She done pulled out burners and everything before. OG ain't that was my ride or die. But when we get home, oh baby, man. And then like when I'm a teenager, after I never got a whooping after 14, it was straight blows. Like she was throwing and kicking at me. Like one time she caught me in the back with a bat. I was way bigger than her though. So she couldn't like her whooping me. I remember one time she hit me. I think I was like 14. She hit me with a belt, and I started laughing. I'm like, I'm 14. I'm probably about 5'10", a good 210, and she hit me with a belt. And I played football, so I'm working out. I'm doing martial arts, so it's like that don't hurt. Like, come on now. I turned around to go up the stairs. She grabbed that bat. Bow. I was like, oh, won't do that again. Like next time she whoop me, I'm gonna just cry. Like I'm a fake cry or something. Hit me with the belt. I take the belt, not the bat. But yeah, I was. But no matter if I was wrong or right, she always had my back. Cause she ain't do nothing but raise me with love. It was me. That's like when people, talk about parenting. My mama did the best job she can do. It was I was a knucklehead. Um, I had a lot of rage as a kid. A lot of rage. I was mad at everything. I was mad because I wasn't in Pennsylvania no more. I was mad that when you grow up in the anybody like James, bro. When you grow up in nature, it's different. Um, I don't know. I don't like the city. I'd rather be in nature. I'd rather be able to go outside and be surrounded by trees than people. I would. I'd be a hermit. I'd rather be in nature, but it's different. And then moving to a city and it's just violence everywhere. Like when my mom came up here, I think the first time she told the story, uh, I think we was here for like 4 days, and the most violence I ever seen before that was RoboCop. When the dude got the acid thrown on him, don't touch me, man. That was like the most violence I seen, right? I think it was like the third day we was here, and we going to the store, and we see a man get decapitated riding a motorcycle. His head is literally still in the helmet. My mom a nurse, so when she seen the accident, she jump out to go see help, and she looking, and she got me. We like in a train, you know. She got me and my sisters. Then she turned, um, and she noticed the head wasn't on the body. And when she turned us, it just so happened the helmet was right there with the head in it. And it wasn't one of the motorcycle masks with the mask. It was just like a helmet. So yeah, we looking at this dude's face. Like I never forget that face that the guy had. Um, I never forget the face. It don't bother me or haunt me. It's just anytime like I talk about it, I can see the face. I've never forgotten it. So yeah, that was my third day in Detroit. First day in Detroit, I got jumped because I was wearing an American flag shirt, and they asked me if I was blood or cuz. So my first 3 days, first day I got jumped. Third day I see a man get decapitated, and I'm 9 years old. So that kind of messed me all up. I didn't go to counseling or nothing like that. Um, I ain't never been jumped like that before. Um, so yeah, that kind of and then on top of the abuse I was getting, from my stepdad that came later on, um, I was just an angry kid. So um, a lot of times, even when you come from like a good home, you come from a loving parent. My dad loved me too. Anytime I picked up the phone and called him, he was states away, but he always talked to him. So, um, but I'm 9, 10-year old kid, and my cousins in the street. My step family. They all hood like. So now this is my new family. You know, so I'm hanging around them. So I got into what they got into. You know, so I started running around in the street, and Mama thinking you know, I'm with the family, so she ain't thinking nothing bad. Stepdad encouraging it. He encouraging it. So, Yellow, what up? Oh yeah, man, my mama was crazy, bro. And she kept a 2.5. She had a nickel plated 2.5 with a pearl handle. She kept that boy right on her hip. Yeah, so even um, that's why I say it's important, uh, not only to understand that we as adults get in our own way, we are our own worst enemies, but sometimes we can be our children's worst enemy by not being that positive influence. We're not taking the time out and guiding them the right direction. Where we'll repeat a cycle. They'll just repeat the same cycle that we was in. In the Bible it say, you will be, um, the son will be punished for the sin of his fathers. That's what the cycle is. The son will do the same as his father did. So as a parent, we are responsible, not even just as a parent, but as an adult. Um, we got to get back to the village mentality, and we have to put the right people around us, not only to help us, but help the youth. Like this summer, I'm gonna get my nieces and nephews, and I'm gonna start training all of them. You know, I know 3 different forms of martial arts. I got all this experience and knowledge in my head, so why not give it, to the people closest to me? They'll be out of school. I ain't got nothing but time. I can't see, so it ain't like I'm going nowhere. So, but we can all do that. You know, we can all, and hopefully, like it's a Indian guy who live across the street. He seen the equipment in the garage, and he was saying, "Oh, you do?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Can I send my son over there one day?" And I said, "Yeah, send him over. How much you charge?" This is where I'm very horrible at, because I enjoy like teaching and training, and it's fun. Long as somebody is interested in it, I won't even charge them. Like if you take it seriously, I don't see the point of charging you. So my wife had to handle that. Oh man. If I owned a store, I'd be one of the people giving everybody credit. That's just my personality. Oh, you really need it? Okay. You ain't got no money right now. Just take it. Don't worry about it. That's the type of person I am. No, yellow life ain't easy, bro. But that's why we here, man. Um, that's why we here. We here to talk about the not easy parts of life. That's what I try to do anyway. I try to talk about the things um, that I learned over time, and a lot of the subjects I talked about got me through, got me to the point where I'm at now. And even now, I'm still like I'm legally blind, bro. I can't drive no more. There's a lot of stuff I can't do no more, but life is still beautiful because there's a lot of stuff I can. I got two beautiful babies, one 3 months. I can still see them. Probably not as good, but I can still see them, so I can watch them grow. I can still do things with them. As long as it's like a Nerf baseball or football, I can play catch with my son. He be tearing me up throwing the ball at me. I can't see it half the time. We be sitting there playing catch, and my wife be cracking up because he'd throw the ball, it'd disappear. Next thing I know, it's hitting me in the forehead. Like, you just throw a curveball at me, bro. But I got no peripheral, and I got one eye to just see straight. It'd be dope if I had a laser in it. Like, yeah. Well, yeah, life is hard. Um, you have to be harder mentally, physically, and emotionally, because it don't get no easier. The older I get, I realize the things that I went through prior strengthen me to overcome the things I'm going through later. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Uh, the creators within, um, the creators within. Uh, so anything that I go through, I just know it's just preparing me for later, and it's strengthening me. It's about perception, understanding too. Um, you have to understand that um, life. I'm not. I don't like the cliche of life is what we make it. Um, I tell people life is more of how we handle it. With me, it has been like that anyway. Um, and the reason I say it like that is because uh, I see people go through lesser things than I've been through, and they break. They couldn't handle a lot of the stuff. Um, and some things, and a lot of things in life ain't fair. It's just not fair that a lot of different people go through different things. It's just not fair. But even a lot of those people, um, is they handle it, they take it, they learn from it, they grow from it. It makes them stronger. You know. Uh oh. So mind, body, and soul got to what? What's that? Go get it. Oh, I fix it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I fix it. I get it. Go lay down with mommy. I'll be there in a minute. Go lay with mommy. I'll be there in a minute, bro. Okay? I'll be there in a minute. No, you can't play with that. Or if you would like to use this song or a snippet there, no problem. I'll put the lyrics in the comment. Oh, definitely. Stop, stop. What are you doing? Yeah, I was about to say, you don't have my Instagram, do you? Stop. Didi, stop. How you acting? What is you doing? Why did you go lay down? Hold on 1 second. Let me switch over. This little boy is a trip. Quick look. Was sure. So, peace with what I want. And once I did that, I was able to take things ever before that. And that's what helped me. Take things down and those different spiritual practices. You did it. He's really true. I can't find my headphone. But I definitely know a part two of this. And like I said, it's an open panel. You can feel free to hit the link, but I'm gonna shut this one down. Yeah, I'm gonna shut this one down, but I appreciate y'all coming through. Yeah, little Bambino woke up and he on trip mode, and I cannot find my headphones. But y'all know what I always say: care about how you feel in conversations, build nations. That's the word. I'm out.